Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for September 4th, 2020 from 1 Kings chapter 17, the widow's son. Verse 17, after this the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, became ill, and his illness was so severe that there was no breath left in him. And she said to Elijah, "What have you against me, O man of God? You have come to me to bring my sin to remembrance and to cause the death of my son." Wow. The widow recalls her sins, and it might be haunting her because she's thinking this is why her son dies. Verse 19, and he said to her, "Give me your son." And he took him from her arms and carried him up into the upper chamber where he lodged, and laid him on his own bed. And he cried to the Lord, "O Lord my God, have you brought calamity even upon the widow with whom I sojourn by killing her son?" It's interesting, Elijah's response. Elijah didn't ask God why he did this, but instead just sort of asked God, "Did you do this?" He could have asked the why question, which is very much of a blaming type question, but Elijah didn't. Verse 21, then he stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried to the Lord, "O Lord my God, let this child's life come into him again." And the Lord listened to the voice of Elijah, and the life of the child came into him again, and he revived. Raising the dead, even during the Old Testament times. Yes, God is the author of all life. Elijah returns the son to his mother, the widow, and her response is, verse 24, and the woman said to Elijah, "Now I know that you are a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in your mouth is truth." My guess is that the woman was able to rationalize the increase of oil and flour sort of reproducing itself during this time of drought, but could not rationalize or excusing the raising of the dead. Very often as human beings, we try to take away God's miracles and try to rationalize it by just ordinary chance. But what we do when we do things like that is we're taking away that beautiful relationship between us and God, where God's handiwork is active every day in our lives. The replication and flour during the drought, the raising of the sun are both miracles of God, God's handiwork in the midst of his creation. God has not forgotten about earth. He has not forgotten about you. And these events also show God's love and acceptance even in the midst of our sinfulness. In our daily lives, God is still active. There are still miracles being done around us each and every day. But are our eyes opened enough to see God's handiwork? Or are we too distracted by the things around us? Again, the important part of all of this is that we believe and trust in God, regardless of what evil surrounds us and regardless of how many times we do see God's handiwork in action. Join me again tomorrow as we find out or ask the question, will Ahab repent? God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.